Is your practice growing at a rate you're happy with? Do you feel like your team isn't rowing in the same direction? By the end of this video, you'll know how to create a plan to increase your production, serve more patients, and make sure your business is going from strength to strength. Plus, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to my practice gap assessment for free. It's an amazing resource that will help you find the right areas to focus on for your specific business. So be sure to stick around for that. I'm Dr. Anissa Holmes, here with a new episode of Dental Boss TV, showing smart and growth-minded dental bosses just like you how to start and scale a truly successful dental practice that gets you excited about coming into the practice every single day. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video on Dental Boss TV right here each and every Tuesday. You're working really hard in your practice, but for some reason, it just isn't growing at the rate you like it to. You see other doctors not working all the hours you work, enjoying greater production and revenue. It's frustrating. What do they know that you don't? You aren't alone. Many doctors struggle to take their practice to the next level, and the problem is often in the planning. In this video, you'll learn 3 proven systems that will help you achieve the growth you dream of. I'll also share some pearls that you can implement in your practice right away. But first, a quick question for you. Are you happy with the rate at which your practice is growing? Let me know in the comments below. So let's dive straight into the first essential system your practice needs to grow. My favorite, the Morning Huddle. I speak to a lot of dentists who tell me they mainly use their Morning Huddle to get ready for the day. They're checking the patients who are coming in and taking a look at their medical history. They're looking at the financials, working out who owes the practice money. Maybe they're also trying to identify patients who would be good for referrals. These tasks are important, but is the Morning Huddle really the best time to do them? All of these things can be done more efficiently in other ways. Checking all of your patients' medical history first in the morning is not the best way to retain this information, and you should have systems tracking your financials and referrals. I'd love to challenge you to change your Morning Huddle so you can concentrate on 3 key areas instead. Implement these consistently and your practice will grow. Number 1, add accountability to your systems. Number 2, empower your team when they're successful. And number 3, make sure you're always on track to hit your practice goals. How can you do this? One of my favorite systems is the humble whiteboard. Get your roadmap on the board for everyone to see, and it's easy to make sure you're having the right conversations and empowering your team to hit their goals. Over the last few weeks, I've been working one-on-one with coaching clients, mapping out their plan for this year. What's going to be on your roadmap? Do you want to double your revenue or your profits this year? Or perhaps you're planning to implement a new service, such as sleep appliances or placing dental implants. Once you've declared your goal, put it on your whiteboard and make sure to make it your circle of focus. So how do you turn it into a plan? Well, first of all, decide how many cases you'll do that month. Maybe you aim to do 4 to start with. Or maybe you've already been doing the service and you want to grow your production to do even more cases. Next, be vulnerable. Talk about the behaviors you'll need to adopt to achieve your goal and put them all on your whiteboard. So you may say, what sort of marketing do we need? Are we implementing Facebook or Google ads? What are we doing to make sure we're having the right conversations with our patients? Perhaps you'll discover that you have training gaps, or might need to focus on your verbal skills or your case presentation. Perhaps your scheduling systems need work to make sure you can accommodate new patient consultations. Maybe you need to implement time blocking so you can complete and schedule these high-value services. You'll also need to make sure you have the right financial policies in place. By getting all of this information on your whiteboard and discussing it at your Morning Huddle every day, your goal stays front and center in your team's mind, and you have a clear system to hold each other accountable. Plus, you can track your success. But more than that, you'll know specifically what you're doing that's driving that success. If you've changed your marketing and your production increase, you'll know you're on the right track. So you can continue with that circle of focus and keep on growing. It all starts with the whiteboard. That's the domino that can knock down all the other dominoes. Use this system to create a circle of focus that will have the most impact on your business. X-rays, for instance, often get overlooked, but they're vital for the health of our patients and can make a huge difference to your revenue. Are you doing full mount series when new patients come in? Or are you sometimes so busy you decide to do them next time? You won't believe the impact on your business when you start being consistent with the little things. Sealants also get overlooked. Even if you were to have 4 patients to do 4 sealants a week, you could bring in an extra $2,500, $3,000, or even $3,500 a month. That money can go into education, coaching, marketing, or whatever it is you need to fuel your growth. Your Morning Huddle and your Whiteboard can be powerful tools if you use them purposefully. If you're interested in learning more about these strategies, I encourage you to join us inside of Dental Boss Academy or schedule a free practice strategy call. We're here to help you implement these systems effectively into your practice. The second growth strategy I want to share with you today are KPIs. Does everybody in your practice have their number? It's been really exciting to hear how much my coaching clients have achieved just by implementing this simple strategy. When every team member has a metric they're working towards, it gives them an intentional focus. For instance, the scheduling coordinator might be focusing on achieving a monthly target for $10,000 cases. Your marketing coordinator might be aiming to pull in a certain number of new patients from Facebook or Google Ads. When you're intentional and track these metrics as a team, you can make sure every member of staff is getting the support they need to hit their targets. Sometimes it becomes obvious there's a real issue that needs to be solved in order for them to be successful. Maybe they need training in verbal skills or mindset to increase their case acceptance rates. Maybe your practice needs to implement solid financial strategies so that your patients have confidence that they can manage their finances. So now you're providing solutions for patients instead of having a patient say, well, let me think about it. Because quite frankly, most of the time, your patients want to do the treatment you recommend, but they're confused of how they will pay for it. Make sure everyone on the team has a metric they're tracking and use the Morning Huddle to make sure they get the support they need to achieve it. When everyone has their own number, you'll be amazed how behaviors change to accommodate it. For instance, hygienists tracking their reappointment percentage will make sure their patients don't leave without making their next appointment. I encourage my coaching clients to implement scorecards when they set goals so they can easily track their progress. Because tracking the metrics consistently ensures that you don't lose focus once the initial excitement wears off. Keep the momentum going so your patients get better care and you grow your practice. The third essential system is the weekly meeting about your circle of focus. If you're implementing a new service, are you getting the traction and results you want? If not, what can you do as a team to support each other to achieve your goals? For example, if your circle of focus is increasing doctor production per visit and your results aren't where you want them to be, you have a dedicated time to work out the issues. Maybe you need to take a course to increase your clinical competency. Once you can implement a new service or procedure, then you can drive that number. If your issue is unscheduled treatments, you'll see that, and then you can make it your circle of focus. In your weekly meeting, you can look at all the patients who are unscheduled and filter them by the highest value treatment plan, and then you go ahead and get those patients in. Having a really effective weekly meeting allows you to look at your AR as well as your production and collection. You can track weekly changes and work out why the numbers went up or why they went down. When you start tracking these figures intentionally, you can ask better questions. If they went down, did you miss sending out statements? Do you have checks that weren't entered? Dive in to examine what's really working and what you can improve on. And you can create solutions as a team to make sure you get faster results. Now that you're ready to put the right systems in place, let's make sure that you know exactly where your focus needs to be. Beneath this video, you'll find a link to my free practice gap assessment tool. This tool will help you identify the most pressing issues in your practice so that you can put your time and energy into the right things. Also, if you want to join a community of dental bosses just like you, I have a Facebook group where over 16,000 dental bosses are connecting and collaborating. The link is below this video. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below. Be sure to subscribe and share it with other dentists who can learn from it too. And don't forget to comment below with Dental Boss if this video helped you identify the most effective strategy to grow your business this year.